Do you want to just be a demon, a brute in the world, just absolutely annihilating everything, staying in your demon form as much as possible, being absolutely crazy, running around like you're absolutely insane, jumping, throwing what looks like blood and guts everywhere? If any of that sounds like fun to you, stick around for this Shadowhunter Lost Ark video. Alright, let's get started. Alright, I'm here in Lost Ark and we are on the Shadowhunter. Now this is the class that I've mainly playing. I'm actually going to be swapping to a Berserker, but I wanted to bring you guys the build that I've been running. This build has been an absolute ton of fun. The biggest thing I've had a problem with in Lost Ark so far is, well, I want to play all the classes. Even the Gunslinger, which I originally didn't like when I picked up, the more and more I play it, the more and more I've been enjoying it. And it's been hard to pick an actual main class. I think that main class is going to be Berserker. But before I don't say stop playing this class, because I'm still going to play this class forever, especially because it's going to be one of my alts and is my highest geared character at the moment. I wanted to bring you guys this build that I've been playing, and it's absolutely crazy. We are basically trying to stay in our demon form as much as possible. It's very new player friendly. If you are trying to be a Shadowhunter and you love the demon form, this video is for you, because we're going to do some good damage outside of our demon form, but we're going to be doing crazy, amazing damage when we're inside our demon form. And it is going to be just so much fun. If you haven't played this build, you absolutely have to, because it is so much fun. All right, let's start with our skills. Then I'm going to show you how we play it against Guardians. We're going to go over everything from our engravings, and we're going to show you a clip of me doing a chaos dungeon. I originally had recorded it with audio, but I'm going to kind of speed it up a little bit because no one really wants to see a chaos dungeon run. But we're going to show you how to play the build, how it works, and why I chose the things that I did. Let's start with our skills. So we're going to start at the top and work our way down. We're not going to go this way in the bar. We are just going to start at the top here. We're going to work our way down. We have Demonic Slash, pretty self-explanatory, with excellent mobility. Next, we have Cruel Cutter. This is one of your bread and butter skills. Make sure you get all 10 points into this skill. And we're going Magic Control for a little bit of decrease on the magic cost. We're running Earth Attack, and we're running Boomerang. We're going to show you a trick on how to really maximize the DPS on this skill specifically for bosses here in a minute, but just know this skill's really good. Then we have one of our bread and butter abilities here, Thrust Impact. We're running Swift Thrust, Deep Thrust, and Encroaching Power because we want that extra Shadow Burst meter gain rate. And this ability is a very tiny AoE, but we're going to combo it with a few skills that are just going to make it very impactful, and it does a lot of damage, single target and AoE. Next, we're going down here to Demonic Clone. We're running Vital Point, and we're running Fist of Destruction, just a very standard Demonic Clone, and very good, just another AoE damaging ability, and just some very good AoE and single target damage. Next, we're running Charge, and this ability is really good. This is the next ability I actually want to max out, and I want to make it to Instant Discharge. Now when we do that, right now I do have currently a skill casting speed plus 8% on it, but we will take that off once we can get Instant Discharge. And even when we do that, we probably would actually run maybe Concentrated Release. It's actually probably a little better. I actually probably don't need the Magic Control. I did need it originally, but I'm kind of good on the Magic Control, so probably Quick Release or Concentrated Release are probably your two best bets here. I'm actually probably going to switch mine to Quick Release because we want to get it off pretty fast. We want to be mobile. The class itself isn't that mobile, so we want to have skills that don't really lock us in place too much. And then, of course, we have Encroaching Power for that Shadow Burst meter gain. Next, I mentioned we were going to be setting up some abilities, and Demon's Grip is just that. We're just going to run some cooldown reduction on it. This ability doesn't do a ton of damage, but it is going to help set up some big damaging with your mobs with stuff like Thrust Impact and even Demonic Clone. You're basically going to use this to group the mobs really close to you, and then you're going to hit them with your Thrust Impact or your thrust impact. Your thrust impact, and just going to make it a very nice setup ability. Next, we're going to be running How. How is a really cool skill. We're running Quick Prep, Encroaching Power for that, again, that Shadow Burst meter gain. And we're running Scream of Fury. This is on hit damage to foes from all party members plus 12%. This is going to be your group utility. It is going to make people deal 12% essentially more damage to the mobs. It's really good, really fun, and it's going to give you some Shadow Burst. Really good. And last but certainly not least, we have Decimate. This ability is really, really good. We have Quick Prep, Weak Point Detection, and Cruel Hand. This skill does really good damage for AoE and damage to single target. That, again, the radius isn't very big, and it's just kind of very standard on the Shadowhunter, at least until you get into your Shadow form, but it does pretty decent damage. And then, of course, we have our demon abilities here. But we are running Gate of Eruption. Now, some people might think it might be really good to run Fallen Ruin, but thing about Gate of Eruption is this is going to help us get into our demon form a lot quicker. If you put this down on a boss, which I'll show you right here, watch how much Shadow Meter I gain from it. And it does a lot of damage. Look at the damage on that. Look, we got 3/4 of a bar from doing that. So we run this because we want to stay in our demon form. It gives us extra things to do outside of our demon form, and it does an absolute crazy amount of damage, but you do have to time it right. If you don't time it correctly, it can feel really bad to have this just hit the ground in the boss front outside of it. So make sure you know the boss fights. Okay, next we'll talk about our engravings. Oh, let's go down here to our engravings. So the 3 main engravings you're going to want to run are Grudge, Keen Blunt Weapon, and where is it at? Cursed Doll, wherever I can find it here. We don't have a whole lot of, oh, there it is. And Cursed Doll. These are the 3 you're going to want to run. This is basically pretty standard on DPS classes, especially for this Shadowhunter. These are very generic damage-based abilities. Cursed Doll, I would probably get last. I know it does a lot of damage, or not, sorry, Cursed Doll. Grudge is probably one of the ones I would get last. The 20% extra damage bosses do to you can be a little bit rough if you don't know the boss fights. Once you know the boss fights, this node's absolutely crazy. 20% extra damage to bosses. And you should be avoiding most boss mechanics anyway. I would probably personally go Keen Blunt Weapon, Cursed Doll, and then Grudge, just so that you can get used to the fights. But then, of course, for the class bonus, we are going Demonic Impulse and not Perfect Suppression, because we don't want to suppress the absolutely insane amount of damage that we get from our demonic side. So we're going Demonic Impulse. Now, if you are just turning 50 and you want to be able to run Demonic Impulse is very, very needed. You definitely want to get this when you first run in the build. All you have to do is get the books. There's a bunch of quests out there that can show you where to get all your books, and you can just go ahead and put Demonic Impulse in both these slots, and it'll give you your Demonic Impulse. Now you can see here, I'm actually almost maxed out on Cursed Doll, but it gave me all the way up here because I do have some gear with Demonic Impulse on it. But if you don't, that is a great way to get your Demonic Impulse without actually having to have any gear that has it on it. All right. So now let's talk about how we play in Guardian raids. Oh, well, first, hold on. We didn't talk about gear. Oh, I'm hitting every wrong button. So when it comes to gear, the stats you're looking for pretty standard for this type of build, which is going to be crit and specialization. Those are going to be the 2 stats you're going to want to get. You can get whatever you want. It's not that important. You don't, until you start getting to like high tier 2, tier 3, you don't actually need to get all the correct stats and stuff like that on there. Once you get up there, it's going to be very important, but until then, it's not that big of a deal. You do want to try to get them, you can, but I wouldn't start paying at low ranks to get them. If you want to do something like Swiftness is fun. It makes your base movement speed higher, and it gives you some cooldown reduction, which is really nice, but specialization and crit are going to be the 2 you're really looking for. All right, so now how you play the build is, especially if you don't know the boss mechanics. If you know the boss mechanics, I don't have to tell you how to play the build, because, you know, basically as long as you're hitting How first, and you're basically rotating these 3 skills to get your demonic form, spam your cooldowns, and win. Like, this build's super easy to play, but if you're playing against a boss that you don't know what he does, now, if you haven't done a whole lot of Guardian raids, there's a lot of them that actually have back mechanics where they'll hit you with their tail, they'll do jump stomps, so you can't all the time just sit there and basic attack them from the back. Now, if you know the boss and you can do that, obviously it is more damage if you can do this in between, you know, when all your cooldowns are down. But the best way to do is stay outside, right? All right, now my cooldowns are up, so we're gonna go in, we're gonna do Howl, we're gonna do Thrust Impact, which is gonna throw us back a little bit. We're gonna do Demonic Clone because we're gonna be about that right length. And then we're gonna even walk back a little bit, or in that same little space, we're gonna hit Decimate, and then we're gonna back out. So I'll show you what that looks like. Now we're out. And the reason why we get out is because, like I said, there's a lot of small AoE abilities that these bosses will do. And when you're back here, you can use your AoE, your ranged abilities. Now, the Demonic Grip doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it's better to get extra damage than not. Now, the one ability you really do need to watch is Cruel Cutter. You can actually gain a lot of DPS by using this correctly. You can watch how much damage this does if I hit it from the side. So I hit a couple times, right? Now, we're not caring about the numbers, and this does back attack, so we are going to get more damage going this way. But watch, we're just talking about how many times it hits. So let's wait 2 seconds. It's right here's about the length. Look how many more times it hit. And I actually was a little bit too far up. So we're going to stay here. We're going to wait an extra 10 seconds, and we're going to throw it again. It's hard to see because you don't actually see the full length of it. But you can actually get a lot of attacks off and have it hit a lot of times. So here we go. We hit probably twice as many attacks hitting them this way, because it just basically registers where your hitbox is. When you hit them from the side, you lose out on so much damage, which is part of the reason why we want to jump out, so we can really maximize our damage of our Cruel Cutter. So we'll just go through one more small rotation again. All right. Now you can see we have our Demonic Slash coming up. Now we have our Demonic Clone come up. Now our Howl isn't quite up, but that's okay. So we're just gonna... Now we're just gonna back out. We're gonna do our Cruel Cutter again. We have our Decimate back up. And now we're about ready to either do another rotation, or we can go into our Demon Form. And Demon Form is pretty self-explanatory, which is our Gap Closer. And just do absolutely insane damage because we are an absolute demon junkie. Oh, I love, there's just nothing better than beating the demon form. I know I whiffed it, okay? I thought for sure this boss I could actually get his tail. Just look at the damage. Even your Gap Closer, man. It's just so much damage. Then again, if we want to, we just do this. And look, we are literally almost in one rotation. We've gotten a full meter back with our Gate of Eruption. So you can stay in your demon form. Okay, I thought for sure that was going to give it to me. Okay, here we go. You can stay in your demon form absolutely so much time. It's absolutely crazy. That's why I love this build so much. 245,000 damage. I'm not even like very well geared. This build is crazy. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys just enjoy these big ass claws. You're just a absolute, I don't even know what you want to call it, other than you're just a demon. You're just words I can't say on YouTube is what this character is whenever you go into your demon form. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. We're gonna have a quick Chaos Dungeon here at the end. You don't have to stay and watch it, but if you want to see how this build plays in Chaos Dungeon, see how much I can get my demon form up in real time, it'll be at the end of this video. It'll just be some light music. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We're gonna have a nice gathering video coming out soon. We're gonna probably have some PvP videos. We're gonna have a lot of things Lost Ark. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below, what do you want to see next? Let me know in the comment section down below. I actually have a pretty spicy Berserker build that I've been kind of working on. And you can't see it here, but I have a notepad. Let's bring this up. That notepad right there, that is something I've been taking notes on, my Berserker build, that I think is going to be really cool for PvE, and I think it's going to be a lot better than a lot of people think. But alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this Chaos Dungeon, and I will see you next time. Bye.
You